Welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. This ain't going to be too long. This is one of those gloating editions that y'all know I have from time to time whenever I make a little prediction or whatnot, and that I tell y'all certain things is going to happen. So this is just coming in here to break this down to y'all and to go back and to show you what I was saying and how this whole thing is going to probably end up panning out. What did I tell y'all? Now, yesterday, Christain MCcaffrey signed a 4-year, $64 million contract, $16 million a year, making him the highest paid running back in the league. Now, let's rewind back to see what Big Tex told you jokers back in January 10th. In a broadcast that I had January 10th, that was the one I had called. It was about shortly after the Saints got beat by the Vikings. And I know people started talking about Alvin Kamara's contract. And I was breaking that down. They always call, why is Alvin Kamara being underused with the Saints? That's what I called it, because he is being underused with the Saints. I've already discussed this and talked about it in the other broadcast that I'm going to bring up as well. But I spoke about this. And for y'all that want to jump, you might even got to look at the whole thing. It'll serve you well if you do look at it. I suggest you take a look at it if you didn't already look at it. But it's at the 6 minute and 47 mark when I start talking about it. Right? When I started saying that, Christain MCcaffrey is getting ready to, I said his contract is coming up because with Kamara, like I explained, Kamara is basically being underused. And I talked about that a little bit there. And I touched on it about the Todd Gurley and Devontae Freeman trade that came up a couple weeks ago, March 20th or March 19th or whenever that was, when I spoke about this. So in the 6 minute and 47 mark, I started talking about that with Kamara, just like about Christain MCcaffrey and whatnot. I said, because like I said, Kamara's money's supposed to be coming up, so we're going to see what I was basically saying. We're going to see what's happening. But I said McCaffrey's probably getting ready to get paid. Jump up to March 20th. I literally said at the 9 minute mark in this particular one, when I was talking about that in the name of this one. Well, yeah, the name of this one was that was the one with the Todd Gurley I just made, like I said, a couple of weeks ago. Todd Gurley and Devontae Freeman, two of the top paid running backs. Both of them got traded. And I also used a little footnote that Le'Veon Bell may be the next casualty of that. So some of your top backs be Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, and they had Devontae Freeman in there for whatever reason. But, he got paid for a couple of years or whatever like that. But he set the market back there in, I think I want to say 2017, I believe. 2017 when he set the market, if I'm not mistaken. 2017, one of them years he set the market from that. And he hasn't been the same back since. Nice, but he doesn't belong in the same categories as Le'Veon Bell, Ezekiel Elliott, or either that of a Todd Gurley. Now you got Christain MCcaffrey. What did I tell you at the 9 minute mark of the one that I made back in March 20th? I told you they was going to make him the highest paid player. I told you that. I told you they're going to make him the highest paid player. I told you also that with the whole Cam Newton thing, that they are going to make Christain MCcaffrey the face of that franchise. And for him to be able to be paid, Cam had to go, Greg Olsen had to go. That all them guys that came over there in 2010, 11, 12, them guys are gone. I'd already told y'all guys, told you guys that yes, Cam was a polarizing figure and whatnot. And like I said, and I told y'all also the whole thing about McCaffrey. I'm like, he's not going to make no fuss because, he already comes from money. He comes from money. So he's not going to make no fuss. That's just not the way them guys get down. It's not like that. Brothers get down a whole nother way. This guy ain't going to get down like that. A, he come from a well-to-do family. B, his old man played in the league and was good at his position and whatnot. And he was going to do that. So when all this stuff is going on and whatnot, then you seen the transition with Cam. They were banking on Cam. I saw when Cam opened up his cigar bar there in Florida back in, I guess I want to say that was the 2019. And that right at the Super Bowl, he opened up his cigar bar and whatnot. He was talking to the owner. I knew right then and there for Cam to come back and for him to be able to keep, because that owner just took over. I knew that it was either going to be at least NFC divisional round or NFC championship game in order for Cam to still remain there. And then Cam messed up his foot and he couldn't play, and that was it. And then everything happened in 2019, and I knew Cam days were numbered. I knew they were numbered. They're making him the face of the franchise. Now I saw something where say you can't be in this league to have a great running back and stuff like that. They don't even care about running backs up until just a couple of years ago when Ezekiel Elliott coming out of there. But I knew they was going to trying to make him the focal point of that team, giving him all the carries and the yards and the dink and dunks and everything like that to him and whatnot. And you know what it has produced, though? It has produced a 12-20 record since he's been getting the ball and getting all these quote unquote all these major yards and stuff. And I told y'all, it's out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? It's out of necessity. They have to do that. It's not a necessity. It's out of necessity. You follow what I'm saying? Like I said, Alvin Kamara, and I said this, I say Alvin Kamara, and I don't know why Sean Payton doesn't do it. He does not use him the way you would use Marshall Faulk. That's the type of back that he really is. That in the Thurman Thomas mode. That's the type of back, but you got to make a play and you got to touch the ball 25 times a game. Otherwise, he's wasting away in the Saints while they sitting up there trying to have Breeze throw for 900,000 yards and whatnot and add to more stats on it. Add to more stats that he got while you got a special back rotting away right there. I told y'all when I made that first Kamara broadcast a couple of months ago, I told y'all Kamara has 2 100-yard rushing days in his career since he's been in the league. But but again, the quarterback is being showcased in the Saints. Over there in Carolina with Norv Turner, the running back is being showcased. You follow what I'm saying? Now, your quarterback who was winning games when the ball is in his hands, went 11-5 in McCaffrey's rookie year where he didn't touch the ball that much. And then when they were doing things, when they got to the 6-2 mark, McCaffrey was getting up in there, but it was still Cam, right? Cam gets hurt, still trying to play ball. We all know the rest. I've already talked about it. It's been documented. I've already told y'all about that. But did I not tell y'all they're going to make him the highest paid running back? Highest paid running back in the league. Now ask yourself this. When was the last time you saw a white running back be the highest paid running back in the NFL? Oh, wait. Somebody can drop that down there in the box, right? You can drop it down in the box. But it probably you can't remember. You can't even come up with a time. Your best bet may be John Riggins, and that's a big might. That's a big might. But that's not even the leading of never the leading of the league, ever. You might have to go back to Jim Taylor, and that's in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? So my point, what I'm trying to come out and say is that I already told you guys this was going to happen. He's going to be the face of Carolina. Now, will that win them some games? I don't know. But all his yards he's getting, oh man, he's on the pace. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing this. 12-20. 1,000. Sound good. What did they do? They went, what was it? I can't even remember their record. What was their record? They went, let me see. We'll find it here right quick. They went 5-11. 5-11. When I'm touching the ball, leading the receivers and leading rushing, 5-11. Same thing basically the year before that. Yeah, basically the year before that, more or less. Definitely in let me see here. Leading rusher 2 years, fine. McCaffrey led, and then 18, and then somebody else led, but he was right behind her. He led in receptions. All of those yards, all of that, great. Give them kudos for that. They are 12-20. Now, let's see what happens when they try to, because they're going to have to try to take some of this off of his plate. Let's see when it comes right down to rushing and getting the ball down the field when he has to be that of a bell cow. Then that'll become a believer then. Not believer, I'll know then. Because I still go back to those 3 times he was down in the 5-yard line against Tampa, against Green Bay, and against Redskins, and he could not get it in. Like I said, Cam on the 5-yard line at 6 points. Not only that, that was probably 3 victories that they would have had. Okay? So we'll see what happens. But I told y'all that all of the stuff that was happening with these backs with Gurley, with Freeman, with Le'Veon Bell, and with that of even Ezekiel Elliott. And this made way for them to make him 1,000. That was all a plan. That was all a ploy. That was all a plan. The whole time to make him that top back in the league. To make him that top back in the league. But I told you, but I'm going to ask you this here. How long did it take him to get his money? And I told y'all in that broadcast, it ain't going to take him long to get his money. It will not take him long to get his money. Now you explain that. Now for all you smart asses there, tell me how long it took him to get his money. Other guys had to hold out for a year, hold out for 3-4 months. Arthur Blank will always pay. He just throw his wallet out the thing, which is fine or whatever. Everybody is going to do it different. But it doesn't never look good when your top backs got to sit up there and go through holdouts and all this kind of stuff and going to Cabo or holding out for a whole season and everything else to get their money. This guy didn't have to wait. And these guys' numbers are just as favorable in that of that running that ball and doing other things as well. And winning ball games. Winning ball games. Don't let me go back and start doing them other guys' stats for the first 3 or 4 years in the league and what they've done compared to him and what they've done with their team. 12-20. The last 2 years where he's touched the ball, where he's been the major person touching the football. More second after the quarterback, where he's touched the ball at. Where you make the focus all about him. And the Carolina Panthers are 12-20. You keep it up, you won't be winning much ball games, and that joker will not be making it through a season. But that's what you wanted anyway, was running them guys out of that. The Carolina Panthers, y'all fans, you'll say, chew on that and check that one out. Hey, man, like I tell y'all, there's no GOAT. There's no greatest of all time as long as time's still going on. And like I tell y'all all the time, numbers don't lie and get emotional. People do, though. We'll catch y'all later.